Gentlemen, start your engine!
The secret side of me, I never let you see. I keep it caged, but I can't control it. So stay away from me, the beast is ugly. I feel the rage and I just can't hold it. It's scratching on the walls, in the closet, in the halls. It comes awake and I can't control it. Hiding under the bed, in my body, in my head. Why won't somebody come and save me from this? Make it end. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. I feel like a monster. It's hiding in the dark, its teeth are razor sharp. There's no escape for me, it wants my soul, it wants my heart. No one can hear me scream, maybe it's just a dream. Maybe it's inside of me. Stop this monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I hate what I've become, the nightmare's just begun. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I feel it deep within, it's just beneath the skin. I must confess that I feel like a monster. I'm gonna lose control, it's something radical. I must confess that I feel like a monster.
White flag waves. Come on, Dino, bring it home. Dino can hear him yelling. He sees the checkered flag waving. He gets it done.
Works his way off turn number 4. Down here across the stripe. Jack hit. Will get your win.
Clevenger wins at the Lanier National Speedway. Checkered flag wave. Give it to Putt Putt.
Final lap. Here we go. Drag race down the backstretch. Who's it going to be? They're so tight coming here off the lead. And it's going to be, holy crap, it's going to be Christopherson. Dean Reynolds down here through 3 and 4. Coming up off, looking good and clean. He will get the win here at Lernerville. Patrick Spangler working off of 4. He will get your win here tonight at Lanier. That 280 and Jeff Sharp trying to close in on the 72.
Get there, checkered flag wave. William Watson holds on.
Driver, stop those engines. Let's hear that roaring sound. Rolling off the pit road, tires grip the ground. Flames of freedom burning in the blazing sun. On FFTV, on the pole, the race has just begun. Feel the thrill ignite, adrenaline so high. Gears shift faster than lightning, we're ready to fly. Engines roll, hearts soar, FFTV on the pole, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control, from the pits to checkered flags. Dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide, no time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul, start your heart, start the show, FFTV on the pole. Twist and turn, feel the burn, the tension's in the air. Slick grooves and sudden moves, danger everywhere.
Alrighty, got your Heat 1 on the grid as they start here tonight. Jeff Barker in the 513 starting up there on pole. Dean Reynolds there in second, driving at number 79. And we got Randy Shreve starting there in third for LGR Motorsports, number 56 with the 518. Raise the bar. Joseph Grandy starting out there in a fourth. Row number 3 here for heat number 1. Short Fuse Motorsports own 028 of Joe Marcel starts there on the inside with Pat Boyce. And the number 41 rolling off there in 6th. One more time around here to get them all ready, lined up, side by side. They're all ready to go here tonight at Volusia for your 360 wing sprint cars. I thought I changed that last week. Maybe I didn't save it. Green flag is out there down and away here across the stripe in the corner number 1. The Thurston Dirt Fly as they fly through there off of turn 2. Reynolds out there to the lead out above Barker as Barker's down there on that inside line. Working there now off of 4 down around there onto the front stretch. And back down there through 1 and 2 here once again at Volusia. And there we go. Now we got that to where it needs to be. Go ahead and save that. I don't have issues with it next week. Remembering on what is up with that. You see Randy Shreve back here in fourth trying to battle for that third position as Barker's down there on that inside line. Side by side here in the corner number 1 at outside lane. May prevail a little bit here down that little bit of a curved backstretch here at Volusia as they work there through 3 and 4. Shreve there now gets that line, gets that position. Randy Shreve's up there in the third. Marcel working underneath Boyce, and he'll get that position as Boyce falls back there in the 6th. Guys, settle on around here. Dean Reynolds still your leader out there in front. Randy there second. Shreve there in third. Barker in fourth as they roll it down there out of turn 3 and 4. On that inside, you see Randy trying to find any little piece of grip he can. That's down there through. There goes Reynolds. That is your unofficial results there, as I barely didn't pay attention to how many laps were left here tonight at Volusia as Heat 1 results coming in here. Dean Reynolds getting that win. Joseph Grandy in second. Randy Shreves in third. Jeff Barker fourth. Joe Marcel fifth. Pat Boyce there in sixth. All right, here we go. Now for your Heat 2 grid. Jeff Sharp for Thunder Ridge Racing is going to start out there on the pole. Bob DeGood sitting there in second, driving at number 7. There in third, Brian Moore Sr. with the 55. Starts third. Open the offers. Patrick Spangler, the 39. Sitting there in a 4. Tony Graham in the 45. Rolls off in 5th. Working down that back straightaway, getting ready to rock and roll here tonight for heat number 2. Pace car pulls off. They're down and away out here in front. And heading towards the stripe here for heat number 2. The dust and dirt flying through 1 and 2. And we got that 280 out there in front. Spangler, what a run he got out there on that outside lane. Look for him to make that outside lane work. And look out the 55. Brian Moore goes for the lead down there on the inside. Little bit of wiggle there out of Spangler as he fights it 3 wide down that back stretch. Don't get them wheels interlocked. That would be a bad thing to have happen. As Spangler tries to battle there on the inside, can't quite make it happen there. Through 3 and 4, he's putting up quite a fight down there on the inside. We know Spangler is a little bit better on the outside, but that seems to be where everybody else is running. So he's going to go where they aren't, and that's down there on the bottom. Currently running second, 3 laps to go here in heat number 2. Spangler down there on the bottom, making that bottom side work. Now he's clear of Brian Moore. Now he's going to try to get around Jeff Sharp, who's currently your leader. Out there in front, can't quite get there, but that outside still holding strong for Brian Moore. They're off a 2. Man, those top 3 in heat number 2 here so tight. Now we're coming around here out of 4, coming to 1 to go. The white flag's in the air, and they're still battling it out to see who's going to win this one. As Patrick Spangler down there on the inside now pulls up side by side with Jeff Sharp as they work their through. Turn 3 and 4, he's down there on the bottom. It's going to be Patrick Spangler getting that win here in heat number 2 here at Volusia. Great run there from Patrick down there on that bottom side. As you've seen Jeff Sharp there in second, Brian Moore there third. Your heat number 2 results coming in here. Heat number 2 results. Spangler getting that win. Jeff Sharp there in second. Brian Moore third. Bob DeGood there in fourth. Tony Graham there in fifth. All right, here we go now as they get into their warm-ups. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Your main event of the 360 Wing Sprint Car is coming up right after this.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
Just a few seconds left here of warm-ups. They settle it in there, get these cars wound up, make sure they got them setups right where they want them. Even though it is a fixed setup here tonight, these drivers can still adjust their steering ratio and their wing forward and back, so they can adjust those two things that I know of to help the car maybe feel a little bit better for them. Now, it's Patrick Spangler, your fastest there in warm-up. There we go. Your main event. Sorry there, I forgot to turn the sound on. All right, your main event here for your 360 wing sprints. It's going to look like this. Dean Reynolds for Super Dirt Car Series rolls off there in a first, driving at number 79 for Full Throttle Motorsports. Patrick Spangler in number 39 starts out there in second. Second row on that inside line. Raise the bar. The 518 of Joseph Grandy there in third. Jeff Sharp in fourth for Thunder Ridge Racing in the number 280. Row number 4 on that inside line. The 56 of Randy Shreves for LGR Motorsports. Goes outside the 6th spot. Going to Brian Moore in the 55. Starting in row number 4 on that inside line. The 513 for Can-Am Racing. Jeff Barker rolls off in 7th. To his outside, his teammate for Can-Am Racing, Bob the Good, in the number 7 rolls off in 8th. Row number 5 on that inside line, Joe Mossau starts there in the number 028 for Short Fuse Motorsports in that number 9 spot. In the number 10 spot tonight to start the race is the 45 of Tony Graham. In 11th, going to be Pat Boyce in the number 41 there in 11th. That is your starting grid here for your main event. 25 laps the distance here at Volusia as they bring it on out there now down in the corner number 1 and 2. Final time around here for the pace lap. As Reynolds got a handful out there on that front row with Mr. Spangler, who was outside there. Mr. Top Shelf there on the top shelf to start the race. They work there now off of corner 4. Waiting on that green flag. It's out there down and away here in the corner number 1. Side by side, Spangler trying to get that grip up here on the high side. Will do so. Now he's looking to the inside there of Reynolds as he rolls there through 3 and 4. Going to hook it up down there on the bottom. Try to scoot it around there. He does. And he'll bring it around for leading that first lap. And we got trouble on the front straightaway. Jeff Sharp and Jeff Barker getting together. There you see, they just all get tangled up, running pretty wide there. Not much they could have done to really do anything different for that. Just hard racing there. As we go back live here. Weird. Why it's not working the way I thought it should. Alright, see them out front there. And their green flag down and away once again. Having work here off the corner. Down there across the back, straight away here in the 3 and 4. Spangler out there in front, Reynolds there in second. And down there now off of corner. Down there now, off of 3 and 4, 20 laps to go. Black flag for Graham. Yeah, we see him waiting there, battling off. Turn number 3 and 4. Sharp is out more, is in the pits. Boyce is in the pits, and Graham is out in the pits. As you see Reynolds trying to battle underneath the Spangler. Now they're getting 3 wide there. Coming off turn number 4. 17 laps to go. And now they get back in line there through turn 1 and 2. Shreves there in for Grandy there in second. Trying to make a run at it down there on the bottom side. Going to try to pull up there beside Reynolds. He does get there for a moment, but can't make that run happen. The Spangler rolls around out there on that high side. 16 laps to go. Reynolds following suit up there right behind him. Same with Grandy as they work around the lap machine. Up Jeff Barker down there on that inside. There goes Grandy making a run down on the bottom once again. And Dean Reynolds into the outside wall. That'll help Grandy take over that second spot with 15 laps to go down there through the back straightaway. Coming there now out of corner 1 and 2. Why is that on? No clue how that ended up on. And now there goes Grandy to the lead. And oh no, Spangler gets into it there with Randy Shreve a little bit, but nothing major. 12 laps to go. Spangler still trying to pull it on out there for a win here tonight after Lucia. He's down there on the bottom. He made that bottom work in the heat. Now he's all turned up there, and that's going to be it for Patrick Spangler, most likely. Down there on the bottom, broken that rear axle possibly a little bit to where it's not going to handle the way he would hope. So Grandy now out there in front, pulling away from Dean Reynolds. Randy Shreves there in third, getting underneath the Reynolds. Randy Shreves there trying to get underneath. Can't quite get there yet. As they now work there off turn number 4. Spangler goes from leading the race now to sitting back here, just trying to stay ahead on the lead lap, and they're behind him, trying to figure out who that might be there behind him. That might be Pat Boyce. It is. It's Pat Boyce, a lap down, or 4 laps down rather, back there in 8th position. And you see Grandy working there through 3 and 4, along with Dean Reynolds. Randy Shreves up there on that top shelf. Off of 4 through onto the front stretch. 7 laps to go here in heat number 1 of your main event for the 360 wing sprint cars. Work on down there, out of corner. 3 down that back, straight away up there at the top. The 56 there, Randy Shreves trying to chase down Reynolds. Can't quite fully get there with 4 laps to go. As Randy will bring it through turn 1 and 2. Wassell back there in 4th and at 028. Still trying to battle it out there. You see the 56 of Shreves still trying to battle the 79 of Reynolds. With 3 laps to go now here through turn 1 and 2. Shreves right there on the bumper of Reynolds. Can he make a pass? We're unsure of that rate at the moment as they only work through 3 and 4. Shreves down there on the bottom side. Underneath the Reynolds, 2 laps to go. Shreves now slides it in the corner number 1 and 2. Reynolds up high, down that back straight. There you watch Shreves there through 3 and 4. Not enough. He fell back there in turn number 1. Did not have the entry he wanted there that last lap, but that might have cost it for him as Brandy now works down on the bottom side underneath the lap car of Tony Graham as they work there down the front stretch. Tony Graham going to be hang on. They go one more lap here as Dean Reynolds hangs on for second. Joseph Brandy, your victory winner here at Volusia here tonight in the 360 wing sprint cars. Your results are in here tonight. As Joseph Brandy getting that win in that number 518 to 79, and Dean Reynolds gets second. Randy Shreves in third, Joe Marcel there fourth. Spangler did bring it back up there in the fifth, with Bobby Good there in sixth, Jeff Barker there in seventh. Pat Boyce eighth, Tony Graham there in ninth, Jeff Sharp in 10th, and Brian Moore in 11th. That's what I was doing here for a quick moment. All right, here we go with your finished results. We got them out of the way. Now we'll get with your winners here. Starting with Randy Shreves. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Good, Adam. Good. How are you?
I'm doing well here tonight. Tell us what you think of that Volusia track here tonight. Looked like it might have been a little bit on the drier side a little bit there.
Yeah, it was. Here at Volusia, though, it's always a fun track. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's one of them tracks where it's just you just can't get out of your groove. You just got to stay in your groove, otherwise you're just going to go backwards.
Well, and we know that outside wall can be a factor there too on that backstretch.
Yeah, that's for sure. That wall can be dangerous. That's only if you're riding up there. Like, if it were slicker, I probably would have been riding up there, but I found that, the middle was a little faster. I felt pretty fast, felt pretty consistent, and thought that I could keep up with everybody, and just, glad to finish up here on the podium with these guys, and glad to have that awesome race we had.
Well, do you think you might have had something there for Dean if you had a couple more laps left?
You never know. Dean's a great sprint car driver. He's just a great all-around driver. He's came a long way. He definitely will give you a run for your money, that's for sure. And you just never know, man. It's just all about how you're doing in the race, how your mind's set, and just try not to mess up.
That's a big thing through, especially dirt track racing, just keeping that mindset, because I think your marks mean so much more in dirt track racing than they do in asphalt, because, your track's constantly changing out there.
Yeah, that's for sure, man.
Well, you got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting third place here tonight?
Yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank Coast to Coast for all they do. Everybody behind the scenes. Want to thank my son Dylan Shreves for painting my car, my buddy Mike McCoy, and my boss Jeff Spain and his family, and everybody for watching. You for the broadcast, and I think that's it.
Alrighty, well, congrats there once again, Shreves. And are we going to see any more tonight?
Yeah, I'll be out there in the late miles. I'll probably run the midget too.
All righty. Well, good luck at those races here tonight.
Thanks, buddy.
All right, that's Randy Shreves, your third place. Now we'll get with Dean Reynolds. Good evening there, Dean. How's it going?
How you doing, Mr. Flieger?
I'm doing pretty well. How's that STP 79 treating you tonight?
Well, we did a little throwback scheme tonight because we're actually going to run another sprint car league tonight. It's throwback night, so we thought we run into this, and it was doing good until I clobbered the backstretch wall there about lap 10 or lap 11. And that's how. Well, I don't know if Joseph and Randy would have got me anyways, but you know I made it easy for them to get me by hitting that backstretch wall, and then you know I lost a little bit, and I had to change how I was running a little there, and then I got a little lucky when Randy and Patrick got together for a little bit and got me back up to in second as they lost their momentum, and then I think I was about done. I think Randy was going to get me again, and then because my tires were starting to go, and I was down to 64% because I was spinning there at the end, and but you know the race was 25 laps, and we hung on.
Yeah, you definitely hung on, and I will say there is something about a classic look whenever you look at the old, you know, steel wings on a sprint car.
Well, back in the 80s, a lot of them didn't, you know, you didn't have wraps back then. Everything was hand-painted.
Yep.
So a lot of people just hand-painted the sponsors and the numbers on the wings, on the silver wings, and put on decals. If you had a wing that was colored back then, you actually had to paint it back then because there was no such thing as wraps. So a lot of wings back then were the standard silver color. Like Jeff Sharp had an old Brad Doty paint scheme on tonight, and the same thing. The wing was silver on the top.
Yeah, and I know one of the throwbacks I run whenever, especially if I'm running Lernerville, I like to run a throwback to who we watched as kids, was a local driver, Charlie Holbein.
Uh-huh.
So I throw a paint scheme back to him.
Yeah, and it's fun. I have a lot of retro. I got probably 6 or 7 retro paint schemes in the sprints. I enjoy running them. I got I got an old Howden Shield paint scheme. I got a Dave Blaney paint scheme. I got a Andy Hillenberg paint scheme. I got a couple others I'm forgetting, but I like I even got a Rick Ferkel old paint scheme. That was a 1980. I actually ran that the other night, and I like to throw them out here every now and then. So I use their actual paint schemes, and then I just throw my number 79 on it.
Yeah, I think I know another driver during that time frame when they ran them silver wings like you're talking about that looked really good. It was just pretty much 2 basic colors, and that's that Pepsi car.
Yeah, and actually, even today, Ashton Torgensen does it because they do a throwback of Bobby Allen. Bobby Allen was always famous for doing the blue body on his sprint car with the shark teeth and then silver wing, and Ashton Torgensen's actually still doing that with the Outlaws now.
Yeah, that's a cool paint scheme. I will say the blue with the silver, it pops like nothing else.
It does. No, it does look good.
So great job there tonight, Dean. The car looked great, and you held on for second. You got sponsors, shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that second place tonight.
Well, I always got to thank the guys from FTM, Full Throttle Motorsports. It's always a good team to be part of, and we're proud to help out with the C2C as well with sponsorship and doing some admin work and everything else. So we're happy about that. Adam, thank you, and Regal's Wraps and Designs, and hopefully some more people will get their wraps. I know a couple of us got some late model wraps from you, and we love them, and hopefully some more people will get some wraps from you. And thank you for your support. And just gotta say congratulations to Joseph, and good run with Randy. They all ran me clean. We had a lot of fun up there, and now we're gonna go into limited late models, see if we can do the same thing.
All righty, well, great job there, Dean, and we'll see what you do the rest of the night here.
All right, Adam. Hopefully, with some luck, we'll talk to you again.
Well, we'll see. We know how tough that competition can be.
Yes, it will be. You take care.
All right, I have Dean Reynolds there, your second place. Now we're getting with Joseph Grandy. Grandy, how's it going there? You got the victory here for the 360 wing sprints tonight. How you feeling after that?
Yeah. I was going to have trouble with that one with Patrick starting up front. Felt good for the most part. I never run side by side, and then I don't know what exactly happened. They just kind of disappeared, and from then on it was smooth sailing.
Yeah, you did a great job. I mean, and you gave Patrick a good run for his money, and then unfortunately, I think he was just trying a little too hard, maybe got a little too aggressive down there on that inside, and the inside wall gave him took a good bite out of him.
Yeah, that'll happen sometimes. It was just tricky hitting the bottom. I try to stay away from it unless I have to in 3 and 4. 1 and 2 is not as bad. But was a little worried about a late caution there because I was running a little harder than I needed to be. But it all worked out.
It definitely did. You came away with the victory here tonight, and here for the Coast to Coast Racing Network and us. Do you have any sponsors, shout-outs, anybody you want to thank for getting that victory?
Yeah, Aiden over at Raise the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, Shaggy TV, Mad Rabbit, Reckless Raps, my girlfriend Olivia, and all the guys at Coast to Coast, and appreciate man for the broadcast.
Well, my pleasure. And will we see you more tonight?
Yeah, I think I can do the limited, and that's about it.
Alrighty. Well, good luck in the limiteds, and then we'll see if you get back up towards the top of that or not. So good luck there.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that was Joseph Grandy, your victory winner here in the 360 Sprint Cars. We're going to take a short break. Don't go anywhere, as we got more racing coming up after this.
1, 2, 3. I love it.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
Our biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is, to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. This year's been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word's getting out, and it's turning into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but it's you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. That just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
Alrighty, we're back here at the Speedway. As they headed on out there, you watch them battle here in practice as they get things fired up here from Volusia for your viewing pleasure. The limited late models come out to the track. We're back live here at Volusia, all ready for the start of your limited late model series. Best times right now as you look at them, Grandy. Your best out there in the number 518. Now you're watching Rylan Banks in the 76 out there. He's currently third fastest with a 15.524. Headed on out there through corner 1 and 2. Looks like maybe 2 heats, if I'm looking at it right. Maybe 2. We'll see as they come to the grid. Two 8-car heats, possibly. One roll there off corner number 4. Brett Weslowski there in the number 25, working it through turn 3 and 4. Almost clipping that corner there was the 76 of Rylan Banks. I think I heard Race Control say just a few more moments here as they get set to roll here. This is race week number 2 here at Coast to Coast Racing Network as you're watching your Wednesday night Hometown Heroes. Sponsorships available. Go ahead and contact Coast to Coast Racing League. Probably find a way to contact them there at C2CRL.com. Again, that website is C2CRL.com. Be sure to check them out if you're wanting to race or if you're wanting to go and participate in the sponsorship for somehow. As always, greatly appreciated. Keeps us on the air here. Now you watch them come there through 3 and 4 down there on the bottom. There's the 25 and the 56 of Randy Shreves out of Springfield, Illinois. Currently 9th fastest here in practice for that 56 of Randy Shreves. He's sitting there with a 15.680, your third place finisher there in the 360 sprints. Going to come out here and see what he can do in the limited late model. Headed on there through 3 and 4. And out here down through the front straightaway. Side by side they go. Randy Shreves, Wazlowski, Terry Walters are the ones on track right now. Chad Lackey, he's pulling in here. He'll get his late model ready to go. Now you want him there through turn 1 and 2. Drivers getting themselves dialed into the feel of these cars. They want to come down through and through 1 and 2. So we now have 17 cars lined up here or registered. Now they work down through. You see Reeves there, battling with Wazlowski, trying to figure out who can lay down the better time. And right now, Wazlowski does have the better time out of the two with a 15.666. Reeves with a 15.680. Last minute of warm-ups, or last minute of practice, I should say. As always, the top 4 of your heats are inverted, which means if you qualify first position, you'll actually start 4th in your heat. And so on and so forth. There, going down the backstretch. So if you qualify 2nd, you're starting 3rd. If you qualify 4th, you're actually starting there on the pole. Or scratch that. I can't. Don't quote me on that. But the top 4 of each heat grid is inverted. Here we go. Flag waves, and they're getting ready to come out for qualifying. See who the first one is to come out there on track for qualifying. Looks like we got Ryland Banks in the 76 rolling out of the pit road. There's the 518 Grandy rolling himself out. Waynesburg, New York. You see the driver down there on the bottom of your screen. You're watching Billy Roberts in the 99. There is the 7 of Mr. Bob the Good. He rolls there through turn 3 and 4, coming out to start his qualifying. And down there through turn 1 and 2, there comes Grandy. Working through turn 3 and 4. We'll see what he has here. And he comes across the line. Ryland Banks lays down a 15.782. Randy with a 15.838. Matt Barber lays down a 15.772 as the times come flying in there. Now you're right, I'm flying around the racetrack here. Randy now trying to see if he can improve on that time. And Randy will with a 15.811. Matt Barber still hangs on to the top spot with a 15.772. Jeff Sharp now with a 15.801. Now you watch Brett Wazlowski working there off the corner. Wazlowski currently with a 16.031. And that'll be what he'll finish with. Jeff Barker in the 513. He's got a 16.031. Chad Lager with a 15.899. Spangler, Vecchio, and Walters not qualified. Or at least not qualifying as of yet. We'll see if that changes here. It does not look like they're changing much of anything. There we go, ready to rock and roll for heat number 1. On the grid, we got the limited late models. Bob the Good for Canyon Racing will start out there on pole in the number 7. to his outside for our LGR Motorsports, the 56. There, Randy Shreve starts second. Jeff Sharp in the number 280 for Thunder Ridge Racing rolls off here in third, with Matt Barber to his outside for Testier Mechanical. There in the 16 car, starting fourth. The 17 of Shane Billings rolls off in fifth. The 41, Pat Boyce, rolls off in sixth. Outside row number 3. Row number 4 to the inside line is going to be the Can-Am Racing Team. Jeff Barker, the 513, starts there in the 7th. Spangler, there in the 39, will roll off in 8th. And back here in 9th is Terry Walters in the 207. It does not look like Spangler, well, Spangler did make it. There he goes. Okay, I was going to wonder if he made the grid or not. I did see his numbers start ticking away, but he is there. Now we got 9 drivers to start the race one more time around before we get set to go with these 6 laps here tonight. Down there off corner number 2. 6 laps the distance for heat number 1. And we keep saying sponsorships are available. Check out C2CRL C2CRL.com. As they come here off turn number 4, down that front straightaway in the corner number 1, the Dustin Dirt Fly with the 7 there. Bobby Good there in second now. As Randy Shreves gets a great start there on the outside, followed by Matt Barber. And that'll put Randy back here, that'll put, oh, wait a moment there, as we get it shuffled around there. Coming there through turn 1 and 2, 5 laps to go in the 16 there, Matt Barber in second. Bobby Good there third, Jeff Sharp there fourth, Pat Boyce in fifth. Now he keeps rolling there, Shane Billings in the 17, trying to bring it up through there. In 5th position right now as they keep working it on out there. Out through corner 1 and 2. As you see, there is Shane Billings in the 17. The 41 of Pat Boyce there to his outside. Spangler there in the 39. There behind him. Can't seem to get the late model hooked up quite like he had the sprint hooked up here tonight. He rolls through the bottom there. Off of turn 2. Coming down here through turn 3 and 4. 3 laps to go here for Matt Barber and Randy Shreves, who's currently leading the way. Randy Shreves, 3rd place in the 360 sprints, is now the leader here in the limited late models. Down there out of the back stretch now, 2 laps to go. 1.5 laps to go. They work here through turn 3 and 4. Coming to the white flag for Randy Shreves in the corner number 1 for the final time for heat number 1 driver. Randy Shreves, Matt Barber there in second. Jeff Sharp back here in third. As Randy Shreves stays there through the middle of the track. Up off turn 3 and 4. Randy Shreves is your winner here in heat number 1. Waiting on the results to completely come in here. And here we go. Your heat 1 results. Randy Shreves with Matt Barber in second. Jeff Sharp there third. Bob the Good fourth. The 5th place going to Patrick Spangler. Pat Boyce in 6th. 7th going to Shane Billings. 8th going to Jeff Barker. And Terry Walters rounds it out there in 9th. All right, heat number 2 on the grid as they start down there through in the corner number 1 on their outlap. Chad Lackey there in the 66 for Billings Motorsports will roll off on the pole. Billy Roberts there in second in the 099. Joseph Grandy in the 518 for Raise the Bar starts third here tonight with the 76 of Ryland Banks starting here in fourth. In third row inside the 79, Full Throttle Motorsports, Dean Reynolds will start in fifth with Brett Weslowski. There in the number 25 starting in sixth. Row number 4 on that inside, Tony Graham in the number 45 starts 7th with Michael Vecchio. And the 147 starts there in 8th as they come there off corner number 4. One more time around here to get them going. All right, green flag got it away here in the corner number 1. Side by side now, they're rolling on up there, the 99. Oh, hang on to it there. The 66, and Chad Lackey found that inside wall early in this one. That's going to shuffle him back. And oh no, the 76 there, Brown Banks out of control there in turn 4. And he saved it, but that's going to throw him back there to the last place. Coming there off turn 4, there is a no number car out there. And I think that's a 45 of Tony Graham working there in 5th. Yeah, he worked down there off the corner. Michael did not grid. So Michael Machio did not grid here for heat number 2. Billy Roberts there in front. Randy there in 2nd. Lackey back here in 3rd after falling back a little bit there at the start. Dino sits here in 4th. Trying to see if he can get underneath the 66. He gets a nose there. About half a car now. Can he make something happen here through turn 3 and 4? As they come around here to the flag stand, it's 2 laps to go. Billy Roberts out there trying to hang on to the lead. But Grandy there in front of him, a little bit underneath there. As he slides up across the track, Roberts now back underneath. As he tries to retake that lead here off turns 3 and 4. And it's drag race to the line. And there we see Billy Roberts down on the inside, going to slide up. Here comes Grandy underneath. And Roberts now is going to try to figure something out, but it might be Grandy there getting the win here. And it will be Grandy getting the win here in heat number 2. As Roberts falls there in 2nd. Chad Lackey there in 3rd. Reynolds in 4th. Graham in 5th. Banks in 6th. We'll take a good look here at heat number 2. All right, there we go. Starting there, or finishing there in first place, Joseph Grandy. Billy Roberts there in 2nd. Chad Lackey 3rd. Dean Reynolds 4th. Tony Graham 5th. Brown Banks in 6th. Brett Weslowski in 7th. And Michael Baccio in 8th. All right, we'll be back, folks, here after a short word from our sponsors. Don't go anywhere. Your main event of the limited late models coming up right after this.
Thank you to our sponsors and partners for the 2025-2026 winter season.
All right, back here at the racetrack. Back here at the racetrack, we just got a couple more moments here. Warm-up left to go. before we get into your main event here. Thank you all for tuning in here to the Coast to Coast Racing Network. There is the flag, and we're getting ready here for the main event. That grid going to be up here shortly. Here is your starting grid. Randy Shreves will get off there into that starting spot on pole with the car number 56 for LGR Motorsports. Now he's at starting there on pole. To his outside in second spot. Raise the bar, number 518 for Joseph Brandy will start in second. Row number 2, inside, the 16 for Tessier Mechanical, Matt Barber. To his outside in fourth, the 099 of Billy Roberts. Row number 3 for Thunder Ridge Racing on an inside in row number 3 in a fifth is going to be Jeff Sharp in the number 280. To his outside for Billings Motorsports, the 66 of Chad Mackey rolls off in sixth tonight. Row number 4 on the inside for Can-Am Racing, the 7 of Mr. Bob DeGood starts seventh here tonight. And there to his outside, Dean Reynolds for Full Throttle Motorsports Super Dirt Car Series. The 79 of Dean Reynolds starts 8th. Row number 5 on the inside line, Patrick Spangler. And the number 39 will roll off in 9th tonight. Tony Graham there in 10th to his outside of row number 5. And the number 45, Pat Boyce, there in 11th with the number 41. With Ryland Banks to his outside there in 12th, the number 76. And there now. Oh. Why do I not have everybody? That's really weird. I thought I should have everybody. There it is. 13, Shane Billings, the 17 car, starts there in 13th. Brett Wazlowski in the number 25 starts 14th. Jeff Barker in the 513 for Can-Am Racing starts 15th. Matt Machito in the 147 starts 16th. And Terry Walters there in 17th in the 207. Down there out of the back stretch, Patrick Spangler and Machito not taking a grid here tonight. So they have not started the main feature. As you see there on the scoreboard down there at the bottom, Machito Spangler loaded up on the truck, headed out. As they come down there in the corner 1 and 2, Billy Roberts up there on the outside in that 99, right there behind Grandy, the 66 there. Right there behind him is Chad Lackney trying to roll through the field. Up there at the front, the 16 of Matt Barber works the inside line underneath Brandy Shreves and Joseph Brandy. They keep working there out of corner number 2. 23 laps to go here for your limited late models down there out of the backstretch. Working there now out of turn number 2. Or I'm sorry, turn number 4 down that back straightaway. They keep working there. And they're now off the corner. Everybody slides it on down around, off of there. Yeah, Billy Roberts still hangs on to third there, just in front of Matt Barber. Dean Reynolds working that inside line, and they keep working it there off the corner. Down there now off of the corner. They all swing it out there. Out through the front stretch. And on to the back stretch there, 15 laps to go. Dean Reynolds there in 5th. Yeah, they keep working there now off the back stretch there. Everybody side by side as you watch the 16 trying to get underneath. Billy Roberts can't quite do so. Randy still trying to chase down Shreves as they come to 13 to go here in the corner number 1. Lackey there to his outside of Reynolds. But Reynolds holds him off there as Reynolds holds on to 5th. Barber there in 4th. Roberts there in 3rd trying to hang on to that. But Barber might have something to say about that as he comes there into 1 and 2. They're just getting stacked up there in the corner. Shane Billings there in the in the 17, the 280 there, Jeff Sharp. Randy Shreves finishing 3rd in the 360 wing. And now coming out here and putting on a show in the limited late model down the back straightaway. Has Brandy there right behind him, and they roll there through the corner on that bottom side, working to come up off. And it's going to be Brandy getting that credit with that, leading that lap. With 10 laps to go, Brandy's going to slide it out. Shreves now going to look back underneath, see if he can do the crossover here in 3 and 4. As Brandy will pitch it in there in the middle of the track. So will Shreves. He'll just hang out there in line for the moment. Going to pitch it in lower this time, see if he can get any type of run off. Instead, lost a little bit of ground there to Brandy. So Shreves got to try to pick it up there as he works through turn 3 and 4. Shreves currently sitting there in 2nd. Roberts there in 3rd as Barber, he kind of had the same problem there as Shreves did. Got up there to Roberts and just couldn't quite complete the pass enough. Shreves lost the lead. Barber just couldn't quite make the pass happen to gain a spot. Dean Reynolds back here in 5th. Jeff Sharp there in 6th. Everybody single file there through turn 1 and 2 as you're watching Chad Lackey there in the 66, the 7 of Bob the Good. Brett Maslowski in the 25. Kerry Waters back here in the 207 with the 513. Jeff Barker way back there at the back. There you see Brandy working there through 1 and 2. Now off the back stretch there in the 3 and 4. Everybody keeps driving there. A great job. Down through the front stretch in the corners, 1 and 2. 5 laps to go here for Joseph Brandy. Randy Shreves out there in 2nd. Billy Roberts there in 3rd. Matt Barber there in 4th. And Dean Reynolds rounds out your top 5 as it stands right now as it comes to 4 to go here at Volusia tonight. Before we'll head up to Eldora for your midget race. Coming down the back straight away, we got Randy up there leading the way. Shreves lost ground. Billy Roberts trying to gain ground now on Shreves as they roll out of 4. 3 laps to go. 3 laps to play here at Volusia. They roll there now off turn number 2. Billy Roberts there in 3rd. Randy Shreves there 4th. Randy out there in front. Coming there up off the corner. Billy Roberts still hangs on the 3rd spot, but Randy Shreves content with 2nd right now. Randy, great run there by him as he is out there in getting the win here possibly as we got 1 lap to go here for Joseph Randy as he works through 1 and 2. Randy Shreves in 2nd, Billy Roberts there in 3rd as they come working there off the corner down that back straightaway. Here comes Joseph Randy off turn number 4. Looking for that checkered flag. He will get it. Victory here tonight for Joseph Randy in the 518. Taking home the trophy here at Volusia Raceway Park. We'll see what our official results will be. Coming in here, there we go. Official results are as follows. Joseph Randy getting that win. Randy Shreves in 2nd, Billy Roberts 3rd, Matt Barber 4th, Dean Reynolds there in 5th, Jeff Sharp there 6th, Shane Billings there in 7th, Ryland Banks in 8th, Chad Lackey in 9th, Bob the Good there in 10th, Brett Waslowski in 11th, Jeff Barker 12th, Terry Walters there in 13th, Tony Graham 14th, Pat Boyce there in 15th, Patrick Spangler there 16th, Michael Machio in 17th. All right, there we got. And I don't know if we got anybody out on the grid there. I don't think so. No, we do not. So that is your finishing results there for tonight, those 17 drivers. Now to get with your winners here. Start with Billy Roberts, who's finished third here tonight. Well, maybe. We'll see who comes in here first. They work down there off the corner. Good evening there, Billy Roberts. How's it going?
Good. How you doing?
I'm doing really well tonight, Derek. And you look like you had a great run out there yourself. Had a little bit of competition there from Matt Barber there for a few laps, though.
Oh, yeah. Matt's always tough.
Well, I don't know any of one of you guys that aren't tough to try to get around.
Well, I can't say that I'm probably one of them, but yeah, it's a tough field, and it's good to race real clean like we did tonight, and no yellows, and it makes it enjoyable for sure.
Well, I know that all the racing's been enjoyable so far. I mean, 360 wings up here into the limited late, so hopefully we can continue the trend into the midgets here. So they take on Eldora tonight.
Yeah, not with me, they won't.
Oh, come on, Billy. Why won't you come join the midgets?
No, that's not my car for sure.
You don't like the little stuff.
If you like inside the Chili Bowl or something like that, maybe, but Eldora, no.
So I take it you don't run too much of the Legends in either. You don't run too much of the smaller cars.
No, not coast. I mean, I run just pretty much what coast to coast runs, so.
I know.
Not very much.
I know. I like the micros and the Legends and stuff. I mean, they're fun to run. But
yeah, I liked them when they first came out. I ran them a little bit, but not much.
Oh man, great job there tonight, Billy. Car looked great. You got up there. Got Leadfoot Mafia there in the third place tonight. You got any sponsor shouts? Anybody you want to thank for getting that car in the third place tonight, showing off a great paint scheme?
Yeah, all my teammates over at Leadfoot Mafia, Michael, Randy, Jake, Junior, Terry, of course you, Adam, and Regal Raps for broadcasting it all, and Coast to Coast for giving us a place to race.
It's our pleasure, and I wouldn't be broadcasting if I didn't have something to broadcast, so I mean, you drivers give me something to do.
Well, I'm glad we could do that.
So, but great job there tonight, Billy, and have yourself a great rest of your night since you won't come out and join the midgets.
Yeah.
So, and enjoy the rest of your night there, Billy. Great job tonight
You
getting
too, Adam.
third place here in the limited lates.
Thank you.
All right, have it. Billy Roberts there in third place. Now we'll get with Randy Shreves. Good evening there, Randy. How's it going?
Good, Adam. How about yourself?
I'm doing well. Well, you got third in the 360 wing cars. Now you come out here, led a good portion of the race here in the limited lates. Just unfortunately couldn't quite hold off Grandy in that 518.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, starting out front in them races anyway, just because when you're out front, man, you just don't know when the line's going to change, and the person behind you is always trying to be one step ahead of you, trying to find a better line, and Joseph did that, and he got in front of me. I had to check up real hard, and then he got the lead, and then I think I kind of burned off my tires there trying to chase him down, and it was a good race though.
It was an excellent race. You know, everything worked out great here tonight. And you got sponsors. Anybody you want to thank there for getting third? Or getting second, I mean?
Yeah, definitely want to thank Coast to Coast, Regal Wraps and Designs, you for the broadcast, my son Dylan Shreves for painting my cars, my buddy Mike McCoy, my buddy Jeff Spann and his family for watching, and yeah, everybody else for watching.
Well, you did a great job there bringing that Hot Wheels limited late in the third. Or why do I keep saying third? You got third in the 360. You got second here in the limited late. So great job. Are you coming out to the midgets and going to try to see if you can hang up towards the front and nose, or are you done for the night?
Yeah, I'll try to give them a try. Maybe I can go backwards tonight, get 3, 2, 1. We'll see how it goes, though.
We'll see. I know there's some tough competition in them midgets as well, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah,
but good luck.
Thanks, Adam.
Well, that's Randy Shreves, your second place finisher. Now we'll get with Grandy. Good evening there, Grandy. How's it going? Getting that win here tonight.
Hey, what's going on, Adam?
It's going well. You got that victory here at Volusia tonight in the limited late models. How are you feeling about that?
Pretty good. Slider was a little closer than I would have liked on Randy, but you know, these cars bog down quite a bit, and it's hard to pass in them, so you kind of got to do what you got to do, I guess.
Well, that makes 2 on the night for you, correct?
Yeah.
Well, and are you one to run midgets or not?
I would if I didn't have something else to do, but got somewhere else to go.
Alrighty, well, good luck in that race, and hopefully you can make it 3 out of your 3 races here tonight, or, you know, for the sim tonight if you can beat that one. But
I'll try my best.
You got sponsor shouts. Anybody want to thank for getting that second win here tonight?
Yeah, Ian Levert Raised the Bar, Catalytic Recovery, West Antonio Repair, Nickel Hose, Mad Rabbit, Highlight Cinematography, Reckless Rap, Shaggy TV, Gruff and Olivia, Coast to Coast, and all the guys there, and UMass Broadcasting.
Alrighty, well, great job, and we'll see you next week.
All right, man, thank you.
All right, that'll work here tonight. As they come there off of the corner, you see Joseph Grandy getting that victory here from Volusia. We'll be back here shortly with your midgets as they will be coming to you live from Eldora. Don't go anywhere. More racing on Coast to Coast Racing Network coming up.
1, 2, 3. Love it, Molly.
They say it's a matter of time, 1,000 days and the sun won't shine before I come back to you. For your love I will go far, I wanna be wherever you are. I know I'm coming back for you.
Brother, it's good to see you.
My love is a river long, the best ride in a million wrongs. I know I'm coming back to you. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. And I'm happy, nothing's going to stop me. I'm making my way home, I'm making my way.
biggest thing is getting the word out, awareness of Mission 22, the struggle as it is to fight PTSD and suicide. My name is Corey Decker. I'm the state representative for Mission 22. The issue has been great. We got a bunch of great guys that have gotten together and decided to create this rally. The word is getting out, and it's turned into quite an event where we can actually help a lot of veterans. It's a great event, but you really have to go and see it for yourself, and it's really one of those things that's an experience. Just going that weekend, we've seen how it changes people.
We're back here at the track, this time at Eldora. They come on and take it. Here we got 5 drivers registered at the moment, hoping to get more. Now you watch them there off the corner here at Eldora. Yeah, Templeton's out there. There you see Bob the Good unloaded Randy Shreves. There we got Jeff Barger, Jack Hitt. Randy Shreves, he's hoping he can come out here and go 3-2-1 on the night. We'll see if that can happen for him. Templeton, great running car here, and a great running driver here in the midgets, as we saw all last season. They come down there through off corner number 2. Off through 4, rather. Barker, he's still running around here, getting a feel for that car. Alrighty, get ready to go. 5 drivers for your midget race tonight. That is what is registered. That is what is locked in here tonight at Coast to Coast Racing Network. And if you're watching over at Fleeger Farm TV on the pole. All right, here we go. Templeton out there in, as we saw, top of the board there at the moment. We'll see if he continues with that here as they come out for their qualifying laps. Templeton is there coming through 3 and 4. Down there on the bog, going to drift it up there to the outside. Then he comes there off the corner, try to get as much speed as he can coming down through the front straightaway. Down there on the bottom of 1 and 2. Want to work his way up there off of corner number 2, down the back straightaway. Now he's going to work that top side through 3 and 4 to gain that speed up again. And you'll see some of these drivers do that. They'll run the bottom through 3 and 4, through 1 and 2, and run top through 3 and 4. And as you see there, there's 16.952 for Bob the Good. Templeton, he'll lay down, or Jack Hitt with a 16.810. Templeton there with a 16.450 for Templeton. Looking there at Randy Shreves in the number 56. There is the Hooters machine of Jack Hitt, qualifying there in second right now with a 16.536. Randy Shreves with a 16.844. Got his work cut out for him tonight. There you see Jeff Barker coming around there. Trying to see if he can get anything better. And Barker is currently with a 16.592. And that is going to be what he qualifies with here tonight. All right, starting out here on the for your heat. We get going here, try to get this to cooperate here tonight. Randy Shreves out there starting on the pole. Jeff Barker in second, Jack Hitt there third, Brandon Templeton there in fourth, and Mr. Bobby Good in fifth. Now Randy Shreves, even though he's qualified for it with the invert, he's now starting on the pole. We'll see if he can work that to his advantage or not. As they continue to work down there off the back straightaway here at Eldora. Now they're side by side now, coming off turn 4. One more time around, I believe. Yes, one more time around. Here to take a look at these cars before they take on the track. We've got Randy Shreves out of Springfield. Jeff Barker there out of Brewerton. Brandon Templeton, he's there out of Corning, Iowa. Jack Hitt. Bob the Good out of Kansas City, Montana. It might be all of them, I think. Springfield, Illinois. Brewerton, New York. Jack Hitt's not mentioned. Corning, Iowa, and then Kansas City, Montana. Yeah, that's all of them. That is the 5 drivers here tonight. As you watch from there off turn number 4, green flag ready for the air, and they're down and away. Here's the head in the corner number 1 and 2. Down there on the inside, Jack Hitt already trying to make something happen. But look at that, Randy Shreves putting on the show out there in front, getting a great start up there on that outside line. And bringing it on around there, just got to try to keep the head on his shoulders there. As they got them all trying to chase him down. Templeton down there in the 3rd now. As they come off turn 2, 5 laps to go here at Eldora. For the midgets as they string it on through here through 3 and 4. All single file right there. Bob the Good, got to try to find some speed out of that number 7 here. Now we see Jack Hitt working underneath of Randy Shreves. Shreves there up top. Not a match there for Jack Hitt. Jack Hitt down on the bottom there. That bottom line revealing a little bit more as Templeton now gets underneath of Randy Shreves. He'll take that 2nd spot from Randy Shreves down there in the back stretch. See if Jeff Barker, Jeff Barker's back there a little bit with the 3 up front here. Randy Shreves, Templeton, and Jack Hitt all around in single file with 2 laps to go. Here in your heat, ready to work there now. Off turn number 2, down the back straightaway. Here in a 3 and 4, Jack Hitt out front in that Hooters number 217. Brandon Templeton there in the 2nd spot, driving to number 31. And the 56, and Randy Shreves will round out there in 3rd. As they come around here for the final lap. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time here at Eldora. Get on your feet. Here he comes. Jack Hitt is going to bring home the victory here tonight in heat number 1 of your midget race. Brought to you by Regal Wraps and Designs. Brandon Templeton there in 2nd. Randy Shreves there 3rd. Jeff Barker there 4th. Bob the Good there in 5th. All right, here we go. Get it going there. We'll see what, where's our results at here for our heat number 1. That was Jack Hitt getting that win. Brandon Templeton there in 2nd. Randy Shreves 3rd. Jeff Barker 4th. Bob the Good in 5th. All right, we'll be back here just momentarily after our sponsor video. Don't go anywhere. More racing coming up after this.
Precision is our language. Creativity is our weapon. And perfection is the only option. This isn't just a wrap, it's a revolution. Regal Wraps and Designs, where power meets style, and style becomes unforgettable. At Regal Wraps and Designs, we don't follow trends, we set them. Every line, every finish, every detail is built to dominate. From flawless vehicle wraps to bold custom designs, we take your vision and redefine it. Seamless statements, artful accents, hues of harmony. We are Regal Wraps and Designs.
FFTV on the pole, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll, let it roll. Burning rubber, burning hot, lose control. From the pits to checkered flags, dodging wrecks and cautions, keep those eyes open wide, no time to lag. Yeah, we own that soul, start your heart, start the show. FFTV on the pole. Neon lights and a roaring crowds, fire in our veins.
All right, we're back here with your starting grid. Starting out there on front, Jack Hitt into number 217 with Brandon Templeton there in second. In third, Randy Shreves there in fourth. Or I'm sorry, Randy Shreves in third, driving to number 56 for LGR Motorsports. Cameron Racing is who Brandon Templeton is driving for there in second. Fourth starts Can-Am Racing, the 513 of Jeff Barker. And rounding out your field there is Bob the Good for Can-Am Racing. Car number 7 starting fifth.
The crowd goes wild, the checkered flags unfurl. FFTV on the pole, start the show. We're ready to roll. FFTV on the pole. Yeah. We're ready to roll. Start the show.
Green flag is out there, down and away here in the corner number 1. Jack Hitt down there on that inside line. Brandon Templeton up there all the way to the high side with Randy Shreves shooting the gap, getting up there in the second as they roll there now through 3 and 4 here. 25 laps of distance here for your Regal Wraps midgets as they work on down through. There you watch Shreves trying to get up there in the battle with Jack Hitt. Just unfortunately can't quite get there as Barker falls back there in the third. Templeton falls way back there in the fourth. Starting up there in second, falls all the way back there to fourth. Could be in danger of Bob the Good getting up to there before it's all over. Now you watch, there is Randy Shreves sitting second down there on the bottom side, trying to get up there to Jack Hitt. Templeton trying to get back up there to Barker as they work through turn 1 and 2 down there, heading towards 3 and 4 here. 22 laps to go in in your main event for your midgets here tonight. Up off turn 4, down through turn 1. Jack Hitt still leads the race with Randy Shreves there in second. Barker there for Bob the Good in fifth as they keep rolling it on out there. As we watch Jack Hitt there out front, Randy Shreves there second. Brandon Templeton there in fourth. Jet Barker in fourth. And Bobby Good in fifth as they keep it rolling on out there. Jack hit down through the backstretch. Randy Shreves there second. Brandon Templeton there third. Jet Barker fourth. Bobby Good fifth. As they're all a little tighter now here with 19 laps to go at Eldora for your Regal Raps Midgets. Going down there off that corner. Watch everybody hanging out there trying to see what they can get happen there. Thank you all for tuning in here to Coast to Coast Racing Network and Plymouth Farm TV on the pole here tonight from Eldora, bringing you the Regal Raps Midgets. Now they're down that back straightaway with Templeton there third. Barker back here in fourth. So Templeton gained one spot back. Now he's trying to get up there to Shreves to gain his other spot back to get back where he started. He really runs that outside line there, trying to get some grip that they can't seem to find there on the bottom. As you see, he runs down there to the bottom, gets it right up there. He's trying to find a different line there. Looks like he might have something maybe. He works the bottom through 1 and 2 there, working there onto the backstretch. He got a good run there through turn 3 and 4. And he dove down there to the bottom. There he goes once again, real close to that inside wall. Templeton trying just to find anything as he goes back up there to the outside to gain as much speed and momentum as he can for his run down here in the corner 3 and 4. There you see him. He's got it down there. Can he make it stick? He slides it up. Jack out front with Randy Shreves doing the crossover there through turn 1 and 2. Templeton's got to try to battle it back as he's made some ground up there. Now through turn 3 and 4, had to not take it so big there. As now you got Shreves into his outside. Shreves did a great job through that corner, protecting that slide line as they work it there now down the back straightaway. Templeton working there in third, up there on the top side. As they roll through 3 and 4, Templeton can't quite get the run he once had to throw another haymaker in there to try to get around Shreves as he's got a nose in front of him there, coming off turn number 2. Can't quite get there. There comes Shreves. Now he's got to move down there on the bottom, but Shreves going to power back on the outside as they come off. Then keep a hold of that second spot. Now Templeton really battled hard down there on the inside. That is such a great battle that you're watching there for the second and third spot. Now you got Bob the Good, Jet Barker back here. At your action with Randy Shreves and Templeton side by side, still battling it out as they work through turn 1 and 2. Templeton back there in the third once again. Up on that outside, into that outside wall just a little bit. Hopefully that didn't go and bend any axles up as they come there off of 4. And it goes back up there once again. Randy Shreves through the middle of the corner. Jack hit all the way down there on the bottom. Randy Shreves takes it out wide, then going to bring it through the middle. Brandon Templeton down there on the bottom side. Not sure where he wants to try to attack from as he just can't seem to make the pass happen. He's there, he can get there, but he just can't seem to make it stick enough to make the pass. As Shreves does a great job just staying cool, hanging on to it, trying to chase down Jack Hitt here with 7 laps to go. Now they work there through 1 and 2 down the back straightaway once again. And I mean, I don't know. I'm not paying attention to the gap. I don't know. Is Jack Hitt losing ground here to these 2 behind him? I'm not sure. There comes Shreves now looking to the outside of Jack Hitt possibly here within the next couple laps. He has a pretty good line there through 3 and 4. Looks like Shreves is a little quicker than 3 and 4, but Jack Hitt's a little quicker there through 1 and 2. There comes storming there off corner number 4. Down through the front straightaway. Now Jack Hitt's moved up the racetrack there. Trying to protect against Shreves. As Shreves is doing all he can to protect against Templeton. Templeton looking there underneath. And they come there now off corner 4. Back around here, 4 laps to go at Eldora. Can Shreves get up there to go 3-2-1 tonight? I don't know. I don't think he's got the time to really claw himself back in there. Now here comes Templeton to the outside now. Can't quite get the run as Shreves hangs on to second. Want to keep Templeton up there on that high side. Shreves staying consistent here. And now somebody comes down there below him. He's going to try to slide it over. Here comes Shreves once again underneath, down across, and Shreves will hold on to second. 2 laps to go here at Outdoor as you watch this battle here for second and third. Continue to battle its way out. Now Shreves falls back there in the third. I don't know exactly what happened there, but he lost something there. Coming off turn number 2 for the final lap. Here out of turn 2 now. Jack Hitt out there in the front. Here comes Templeton. Templeton might have a run at him. We'll see what he does here through off turn number 4. Not enough. Jack Hitt gets the win here at Outdoor tonight, bringing home that victory for your Regal Raps Midgets. Randy Templeton second. Randy Shreves back here in third. So you didn't go 3-2-1 there, Shreves. You went 3-2-3. Still a great night getting on the podium all 3 races with the way competition here coast to coast can be. As Jack Hitt is your winner there in the yeah, you see there is Templeton, Randy Shreves. A great job there tonight. Now we'll get with your finished results here real fast. And so there was only 5 cars. It won't take long to read. Jack Hitt getting the win. Brandon Templeton there second. Randy Shreves there in third. Jeff Parker fourth. Bob the Good there in fifth. And here we go now for your victory. Your victory interviews here, hopefully. Good evening there, Randy, once again. How's it going?
Pretty good, man. That was definitely an exciting race there. I mean, even though there was only, 5 of us, that was probably the best race all night.
Well, I mean, even though there was only 5 of you, the top 3 were really battling it good and hard there to try to figure out who was bringing home the win, and especially for second place.
Yeah, for sure, man. It was definitely just one of them races, man. You just hope that somebody would mess up in front of you, but with Brandon and Jack out there, I mean, they're probably the best ones in the midgets in this league. So I'm just happy to just be able to run with them guys.
Well, I'd say week number 2 went here really well for you there, Shreves, as you got got third place in the 360s. You got second in the late models, and then you got third here in the midgets.
Yes, definitely a good week. Definitely a whole lot better than last week. I just caught a bunch of bad luck last week, but we get drop weeks, so hopefully I can bounce back and be running up here for a championship this year.
Well, we'll see how that goes. I mean, you see the competition you're up against between Templeton and Jack Hitt. I mean, they battle it hard for the championship last year. I think Jack might have got the championship last season.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he probably did. He's won multiple seasons. He's one of the best in the midget in this league, along with Brandon. Yeah, it's just always fun, man. All these guys have talent, man. They're all running close to the same speeds, and it's always an awesome race, even though there's only 5-6 of us every time.
That it is, and I mean, you guys definitely put on a show in these midgets, and look so fun down there on track just to drive these things around. I mean, you guys keep it fairly clean as well, which is impressive for the midgets.
Yeah, them things are they're definitely a handful. You definitely got to watch who's around you, and be careful because it's real easy to wreck people in these things. Real easy to wreck yourself. So just kind of got to pay attention in these cars.
Most definitely, because unlike like we saw earlier tonight, them 360 wings, you have that wing to help give a little bit of downforce to that front end. You don't have any weight on the front end in these.
Yeah, these things are little gremlins, man. They're you touch the gas and the front end just wants to go up. They're They're just real fun, real touchy cars,
But they're a blast to drive on track, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
So you got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that third place here tonight in the midgets?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Definitely want to thank Coast to Coast, as always. You for the broadcast, Regal Wraps and Designs, my son Dylan Streets for painting my car, my buddy Mike McCoy, my buddy Jeff Spann and his family, you for the broadcast, everybody for watching, and yeah, I think that's it.
Alrighty, well, great job there, Randy, and hopefully we'll see you next week.
Yes, sir, I'll be here.
Alrighty. Now that's Randy Shreves, your third place finisher. Now we'll get with Templeton. Good evening there, Templeton. How's it going?
Oh, pretty good. Completely out of breath, though, after that one.
Yeah, you guys definitely had a workout there in the top three for sure.
Yeah, I think between me and Randy, we were pretty close. I know at least the whole second half of the race, we were mixing it up and running that top side and 1 and 2 here and there, trying to really get some momentum and find a line that they weren't in, and it was just on the edge all the way. I mean, it might have looked like we were just hammered down, but to be honest, I was holding my breath because it was felt pretty sketchy a lot of times.
When doesn't it feel sketchy in these midgets?
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I think that's what I enjoy so much about them, and everybody's out there wrecking all the way around the track, and it's just who can control it and wreck the fastest, I guess.
Yeah, it's for these, it's most definitely who can control the slide the best.
Yeah, I mean, there's benefits to when you get momentum, when you're in forward drive and stuff like that. You kind of pick up as you're going, but for the most part, it's hammer down and pointer as straight as you can. But yeah, it's a lot of fun. Wish we could get a few more drivers out here, but we put on a show tonight, hopefully. So.
Oh, you guys put on an excellent show.
Yeah, it proves that they can put on awesome racing even at the big wide open tracks that people doubt them at. So if we get 15, 20 drivers out here, it'd be pretty awesome.
Oh, it would be, especially if you're all around the same lap times. I mean, it'd be something to watch. Everybody slicing and dicing.
Yeah, so hats off to Jack. He ran a perfect race up there, I think. It probably helped him out a little bit that Randy and I mixed it up. We weren't able to really set him up too much in the long runs, but he held us off, did what he had to do, and he's pretty fast defending champion, so I think he's probably the man to beat this season.
Well, you think if you had a couple more laps after you got around Randy, you might have had something for him?
I was definitely sniffing at it, but I don't know. It was going to take a while, and you never know. My line was kind of going away, and I was pushing it on the edge so far, I was probably liable to run it in the wall if I had a few more chances.
Well, you did a great job there tonight, Templeton. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting second place in the midgets.
Yeah, I got to thank Jay with Dirt Track Bank, everybody at Hammer Down Racing, Extreme Images, Maley's Makery, Big Z's Lawn Care, and big shout-out to new sponsor, lowgroove.com, great place for stats and results for some of the top dirt racing series. Check it out, lowgroove.com. And thanks to you, Flager, for putting this on. Thanks to the Regal Wraps and everything that you're doing to support it, and everybody that helps Coast to Coast. Thank you.
All right, our pleasure, and hopefully we'll see you next week. Oh, where did I go here? I lost my spot. So that was Templeton, our second place finisher. And now we'll get with our winner, Jack Hitt. Good evening there, Jack. How's it going?
Good. How you doing, Adam?
I'm doing well, and as per usual, that 217 Hooters machine does not disappoint here tonight at Eldora.
Yeah, I got a good little benefit of starting on the pole here from winning that heat race, and just did what we had to do.
Were you nervous when you saw Randy and Brandon kind of duking it out behind you a little bit?
Yeah, somewhere shortly after 10 to go, I saw, as they showed Randy was cutting the gap between me, and I knew Brandon was right there too. I think that helped me out a lot that they were racing. But I moved it up there a car length or two and felt like I was a little bit quicker, and then next thing I know, we're coming across the checkered line, and Brandon's trying to pass me on the outside, it felt like. So, race was just about as long as it needed to be. When you're in first, you don't really know where the fast line's at, so had just enough time to get there.
Well, and you made it happen, and And definitely a great start to the season here. I don't know where you finished last week.
Yeah, I don't. This is just week 2, right? So last week was a Chili Bowl.
Yeah, last week was Chili Bowl.
Yeah, sometime there, like 3 laps to go. 8 laps to go there. My crew chief told me I had 2 laps of gas left, and there's not really a whole lot you can do about that. So I ended up just parking it there. But it was still fun.
Yeah, you guys look like you had a blast last week at Chili Bowl, and then you come here to outdoor at two completely opposite ends of the spectrums whenever you look at racetrack size.
Yeah, totally different. About as different as we're going to get in these cars, too. You're still driving with your right foot, it feels like, but there's a lot more weight in it tonight than there was last week, for sure.
Well, you have the space to be able to put that weight to it tonight.
Yeah, you got, this track's still tricky, though. We weren't running full throttle the whole way around there. You still got to do what you got to do to make sure it stays straight and hold that momentum. It's what it's all about here in big tracks. You get it a little bit sideways at one time, and you're going to lose a few tenths. So just make sure you maintain that momentum.
And that's a big thing with these midgets. A great job there hanging on to the lead to finish there as our victory winner here tonight. You got sponsor shout-outs, people you want to thank for getting that victory?
No, I just got to thank you for putting on the broadcast with Fleeger Farm TV, Regal Rapid Designs for sponsoring it so we can have the broadcast. All the other sponsors of the league, it's not free for us to do this, and we really appreciate those guys allowing us to have it broadcasted and have trophy stickers, the whole thing. Got to thank everybody behind the scenes. There's a whole review committee, exec committee. We got admins, everybody. So there's a lot of people that make this thing happen. And got to thank my wife for giving me time to do it.
Can't forget about them. You could be in trouble if you forget that one.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here next week.
Who knows where you'd be, right?
Hopefully still on the right side of the dirt. But
You never know, though.
yeah.
So great job there tonight, Jack, and we'll see you next week for sure. And great run.
Yeah, thanks, Adam.
All right, that's Jack Hitt. You're a victory winner here tonight. Thank you all for tuning in to both Coast to Coast Racing Network and over there at Fleeger Farm TV if you're watching over there for our Coast to Coast Racing League Hometown Heroes. And if you want to sponsor it, get a hold of them over at Coast to Coast Racing. Coast to Coast. Let's try this again. C2CRL.com. Again, that's C2CRL.com. If you're watching over at Fleeger Farm TV, you will find a link to it in the description. I'm not sure if there is one here at C2CRN. So that is C2CRL.com. So hopefully we can keep the sponsorships going and keep bringing you some awesome racing like we saw tonight. As these midgets, even though there was 5 of them, they did not disappoint with the show they put on. Thanks again for watching. We'll catch you next week. We got a couple days off here at FFTV, so we'll catch you next week. Thank you all again for watching. Have yourselves a great night.